That's right. Scalise was shot around 7:15 this morning. It happened during a practice for tomorrow's congressional baseball game. Scalise was shot in the hip and is reportedly in stable condition. The AP is reporting that President Trump is saying that he was badly injured, but he will recover. Now, a member of his security team was also shot, and he was able to take down the shooter. What we're going to do right now is go live to Ben Kennedy, who is in Alexandria, to give us the latest. Ben, can you tell us where you are and what you're seeing?
John, we're talking about a very active scene here in Alexandria. I am live off of East Monroe Street and Leslie Avenue, around, I would say, 200 feet from the ballpark. That is where House Majority Whip Steve Scalise was shot at Eugene Simpson Park. It is reported the congressman was hit by a bullet in the hip and, as you were just saying, rushed to the hospital and is in stable condition. Shots were fired about less than 2 hours ago at 7:15 a.m. during practice for tomorrow's congressional baseball game. Representative Scalise has security detail because of his leadership role, and it is reported, as John just said, that other people were hurt and sent to the ER. Police are tweeting out the suspect is in custody and is not a threat. At this point, it is still not clear the motive behind the attack. It appears there are elements that suggest, yes, this was deliberate and not random. The shooter was armed with multiple rounds of ammunition. I've been at the scene now for about 15, 20 minutes. I spoke to a witness who said he heard multiple shots, ran outside, heard even more shots. So people here, when I first arrived, were very worried, but I think once they heard from police that the suspect was in custody, those fears did subside and go away a bit. John?
Ben, there are reports that the shooter apparently asked whether they were Republicans or Democrats before he opened fire, and as many as 50 shots fired. What do you know about that?
That is correct. We are hearing upwards of 50 shots. I heard one report say just under 100. But again, we won't have the exact detail until police get out here, detectives take a closer look at the scene, count the gun shells. But yes, as you just said, the gunman or the shooter asking whether he's a Republican or a Democrat does coincide with this not being a random act. So right now, detectives are putting together a release. We expect to have a news conference here shortly, which we will bring to you live on our CBN Facebook page, kind of breaking down the details. And maybe at that point, we could possibly get some more specifics about the shooter.
Ben, real quick, other reports about other fatalities. I understand the Associated Press is also reporting that Congressman Roger Williams of Texas was also hit. Can you give us a count on fatalities or those who also might be injured?
At this point, I have not heard of any fatalities from our vantage point here in Alexandria. But again, this all just happened less than 2 hours ago, and I know police are very hesitant to release too many details until they kind of get the bigger scope of the story. We do know that Representative Scalise here in Alexandria is at the hospital, and it is reported right now that he is in stable condition. We are hearing he was shot in the hip. But as we get more details at this breaking news, we will, of course, share it with you.